All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing a seriously deep, comprehensive dive into the highly anticipated release of Fedora 44. But we aren't just going to skim the surface here. We're actually going to build this operating system right before your eyes, taking a true bottom-up breakdown approach. We're going to start at the absolute deepest level of the kernel and layer our way all the way up to those shiny new desktop experiences. So if you love understanding exactly what makes your system tick, you are absolutely in the right place.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, core kernel and base system. Second, major OS level changes. Third, the desktop experience. And fourth, is Fedora 44 for you? Let's jump in.
Notice the date attached to that iconic Fedora logo, April 28th, 2026. This marks a massive milestone. Fedora 44 isn't just some minor incremental update, it's a release engineered for profound under-the-hood efficiency. And honestly, the best part? It promises an incredible 5 years of support. That means whatever we build today is genuinely designed to last.
Section 1. Core kernel and base system.
So, the absolute bedrock of Fedora 44 is the Linux Kernel 6.19, and that's shipping by default. This is an incredibly modern foundation that brings a wealth of driver updates and core efficiencies right out of the gate. But you know, Fedora knows its power users, right? So if you happen to be rocking an absolute bleeding-edge rig with hardware that literally dropped just weeks ago, don't worry. There is a hardware enablement, or HWE kernel, ready and waiting for you.
Okay, moving up a layer, let's see how this builds, specifically for those of you using Fedora Cloud images. We're looking at a major shift here, moving from the standard old boot partition to a brand new BTRFS subvolume. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter to you? Well, replacing that static partition with a dynamic BTRFS subvolume directly translates into significantly reduced image sizes and way better space efficiency. It's just a leaner, smarter way to handle the boot environment.
Now this next update? Huge win for the desktop and gaming users out there. The Wine NT-Sync kernel module is now enabled by default. If you use Steam or rely on Windows applications through Wine, this is an immediate game changer. You don't have to tinker with anything or compile any weird code. Right out of the box, you're going to see a massive improvement in Windows app and game performance.
Rounding out the base system, we've got some really clever tweaks. First off, the Anaconda installer now smartly restricts network profiles only to the devices you actually configure during installation. This makes post-install cleanup an absolute breeze. Second, OpenSSL now includes directory hash support for certificates. I know, that sounds incredibly technical, but the so what here is way faster loading times across the board for your secure connections. And finally, the default database engine gets bumped to MariaDB 11.8, bringing super modern database performance right to your fingertips.
Section 2. Major OS level changes.
All right, let's break down this middleware layer. On the security front, Fedora 44 is bringing stronger default firewall rules, improved SE Linux policies, and much better handling of TPM2 devices and secure boot. In the hardware column, you can absolutely expect significantly better compatibility for newer AMD and Intel CPUs, plus some really much-needed refinements for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and proprietary NVIDIA driver integration on modern laptops. And for performance, the system has been highly optimized to achieve significantly lower idle power consumption. Believe me, your laptop battery is going to thank you for that one.
Now, we have to address one of the most common complaints in the Linux world, right? Package management speed. Well, Fedora 44 continues to refine DNF5. Compared to slower legacy update systems, DNF5 means you're spending drastically less time waiting around in the terminal for your installations and updates to finish. It's faster, it's smarter, and it actually respects your time.
And we definitely can't forget about the developers and the heavy multitaskers. Fedora 44 introduces this improved memory management that literally rescues systems running on 8 gigs of RAM or less, keeping everything super snappy even under heavy load. Developers, you are going to love the updated compilers and the stronger support for the Rust, Go, and Python ecosystems. Plus, you get Podman and all its container tooling right out of the box, completely seamless. Oh, and for the audiophiles tuning in, the Pipewire audio stack has been updated with even better defaults.
Section 3. The desktop experience.
For a lot of you, I know this is the main event. The official KDE spin of Fedora 44 is shipping with the highly anticipated KDE Plasma 6.6.4. This is a massive desktop environment upgrade for 2026. It brings a level of polish, customization, and fluidity that is, frankly, just stunning.
And you know, the Fedora team is clearly thinking deeply about new users too. First impressions matter. It's not just about raw features, it's about the onboarding. The KDE Spin now features a brand new Plasma setup tool and a fresh Plasma login manager. These specific tools brilliantly smooth out that first-time user experience, making the whole transition onto Fedora feel incredibly polished and welcoming right from the very first boot.
But hey, maybe KDE just isn't your jam. No worries at all. Fedora's alternative official spins are getting some major love too. You can jump right into the cutting-edge GNOME 50 release, or stick with those incredibly reliable, lightweight options like XFCE and LXQT. And the truly beautiful thing about the bottom-up stack we just built together, all those core OS benefits, the new kernel, the better memory management, the security upgrades, they apply to every single one of these desktops.
Section 4. Is Fedora 44 for you?
So let's figure out the ideal profile for this release. Fedora 44 is pretty much tailor-made for you if you demand a real balance between bleeding-edge software and rock-solid stability. It's for the user who likes getting fresh features on a predictable 6-month cycle. It's an absolute must if you've got modern hardware that needs the latest drivers, and it is perfect for anyone who deeply values strong, out-of-the-box open-source security defaults.
To put that into perspective, let's look at where Fedora sits in the wider Linux ecosystem. On one side, you've got static, long-term releases like Ubuntu LTS. Very stable, sure, but the software gets old fast. On the other side, you've got pure rolling releases like Arch, incredibly fresh, but let's be honest, sometimes a bit volatile. Fedora 44 sits perfectly in the middle. It's the sweet spot. It gives you the modern tooling you crave without breaking your system every Tuesday.
If you are sold on this, getting it is incredibly straightforward. You just head over to getfedora.org, you can grab any of the official spins we talked about, try them out in live mode using the Anaconda installer, or if you're a really advanced user, you can dive into their immutable setups, the atomic desktops like Silverblue and Kinoid. There's even a minimal everything ISO for those of you who want to literally build your system package by package.
And that brings our bottom-up breakdown to a close. But I really want to leave you with this to think about. Based on everything we've looked at today, are you planning to just run a standard upgrade? Or are you going to wipe the slate clean and do a totally fresh install of Fedora 44? And with all the amazing desktop environments available now, which spin are you leaning toward? Dive into the community, plan out your next tech upgrade, and I really hope this explainer helped you understand exactly what's waiting for you under the hood. Keep learning and enjoy your new system.